Okay, hello. We're Lyft drivers, and it's been about 6 months that we've been driving this app. For 4 months, I used to drive with this girl, as you can see, on my shoulder, about 1,200 rides. And on these rides, well, it was a whole different type of Lyft when we did it. Everybody's reaction when they would see us was going to determine how the ride was going to go. And well, from what I can share, I knew how these rides were going to go as soon as I started a ride. If I started an uncomfortable ride, it was going to be uncomfortable for myself. I don't like to do that, no. And well, somewhere along the way on one of my rides, one of my passengers told me I should write the book. He never said the book of what. From what I understood was the book of how these rides should go. Well, the rides will go based on how you start them. If you start an uncomfortable ride, it's going to be uncomfortable all the way through. It's going to be uncomfortable even for myself. I don't like to do that. I don't like to start uncomfortable rides. I like to make everybody feel comfortable. And well, work these apps. Whether you're making a little bit, you're making a lot. Whether the ride itself is a bigger tip than the ride itself, work it. Make everybody feel comfortable. Make everybody feel good. And don't give nobody bad vibes, because those bad vibes, you're going to bring them on to everybody. And I can't drive it with her on my shoulder no more. After the 4 months of 1,200 rides, our passengers felt uncomfortable. And now I'm on my second warning. I can't keep doing it this way, so I'm not. We share stories, and everybody's like, well, where were you guys when we were doing it? I said, well, we were nearby, because your request never came to us. And they always said, damn, I don't want to meet this girl. Well, I do miss driving it this way. As Lyft has their guidelines, turns out that I wasn't following them, which I should have. But when they said, you're your own boss to drive these apps, I said, well, are we? Let's give it a try. And let's drive the app this way and see what everybody's reaction was going to be. So we did. And it was interesting. That was the feedback. They would rate the ride as soon as they would get in. Sometimes as soon as they get in, they still rate the ride even without her on my shoulder. So from what I can tell you guys, and for myself, I've had bad rides. I've had bad passengers. I had one that was an ungrateful ride. They call it the ungrateful passenger. So it happens. That's the bad apple. Out of the 1,000 rides, I was told, Luis, you're going to get that bad apple. Everybody is. No matter if you don't want it. It's like, yeah, you know what, you're right. I already had the bad apple. And your passengers are going to misbehave, of course. If you give them reasons to, they will. If you don't give them reasons to, they probably won't. So there is really no book on how to write, how these rides should go. It's more based on your experience and driving these apps, whether you're driving Uber or Lyft, is going to determine how the rides are going to go. And well, this is part of it. This is the book that they told me I should write. There is no book to write. It's more like just share my feedback from the 1,600 rides in the 6 months that we've been driving Lyft, how these rides will go. So this is it. Thank you for your time, and I hope this video really helps everybody out there to make these rides work out. As of course, it's not for everybody. So I was told when I was a rider, or I consider a passenger on somebody else's Lyft, he told me, these rides this isn't for everybody. I said, no sir, it is not. You have to do things a certain way so the rides can go a certain way. I was only on 700 rides at the time, 3 months in, and he didn't want me to sit in the front with him. So this is how his ride went. When I got in, I wanted to sit in the front, and he didn't let me. I was like, okay, I respect that, you know. The man works it his way. Alrighty. Got in, the wheel started spinning, and as soon as the wheel started spinning, I let it out. I squawked like a bird. Yes, I did. We have this saying in Latin America, I'm Mexican, right? Of course, as you can tell, maybe. That goes a little bit like solte la sopa. Spilled the soup. In other words, I squawk like a bird. I told them, I'm a Lyft driver myself. Oh, yes. How long you been doing it? I said, 700 rides in 3 months. Because he told me nothing personal. He didn't like nobody sitting in the front. I was like, oh, that threw me off. Of course, it made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. So I just, all right, I let it pass me by. So I've been doing it for 700 rides, 3 months. And I showed him another device that I had with her on my shoulder. Oh, with the parrot on your shoulder? I said, yes, sir. And what do they say? They like it. They love it. They say it's something different, something interesting. I told them, don't get me wrong, you used to feel awkward and uncomfortable when women used to want to sit in the front. Not anymore. After 700 rides, 3 months in, come on in, sit in the front, make yourself comfortable. So they would say, I like to sit in the front because I like to make the drivers feel, I like to sit in the front because I like to conversate with the drivers. Sure. Or I like to sit in the front because I like to do my makeup. So right here, let me bring the visor down, put the mirror on, turn on the lights if it's dark at night, make them feel comfortable, sure. I said after 700 rides and 3 months in, it doesn't feel uncomfortable anymore. Not at all. So he told me, I'm a 5-star. I said, yes, sir. And so am I. Oh, yes. So he was thrown off when I shared my end of it, our feedback from driving these apps. He said, I've been doing it for 3 years. Well, I've been doing it for 3 months. So that's what I told him. And this one always throws off everybody, of course. I said, but we do Lyft a lot different. In what way? I said, in favor of the passenger who requested the Lyft, as this is their money that's being used for the ride. It's not ours. Oh, yes. That one right there always throws everybody off. They're like, whoa. Nobody's ever said that. No. Why wouldn't they? Make everybody feel comfortable. You'd be surprised what they say when you tell them that. This is your money that we're using for the ride, for the service. We'll try our best to accommodate it in your favor. And we want you to get your money's worth when you ride with us. And they're like, whoa. Yep, that. Even if you have that bad apple and that bad ride, or that ungrateful passenger as we had it experienced, she was on my shoulder with me when that one went that way. I didn't want it to. I had a feeling it was, and it did. Apparently, my mistake with him was conversating with him. I didn't realize he wanted a quiet ride. As very few of our passengers want a quiet ride, it's rarely that. They like to conversate. It's just how you make them feel. Well, I guess maybe he was having a bad day. Hard to say. Long story short, I get home and I tell my wife, the Lyft driver that picked me up, that you send a request through your Lyft account, he didn't want me to sit in the front. She said, everybody works these apps their way. So ever since that, I said, well, let me work them a different way. Let me work them in favor of everybody that gets in and rides with us. As there are passengers, there are guests, there are invite. And treat them a certain way and see what they say. And well, here we are. 75 rides in 1 week. 71 were 5 stars. I was like, whoa. Almost everybody took the time, a couple seconds of their time, to rate the ride. I highly appreciate that. That said a lot for every ride that I had. We know how every single ride went. I have memories of all the rides, with her or without her on my shoulder, yes. And well, here we are. Doing the video that one day I was going to finally come around to doing, have a little courage to do it. And here it is. We're close to 1,700 rides. And I say, when we say we, it's because it was me and her before. We're still as a we, but it's only me. And here we are. So, without further ado, that is the video, and I hope it helps everybody out. Thank you, guys.